everyone, I'm Jake.
I'm Karen.
And I'm Nathan.
And welcome back to the Car to Couch Season 2, Episode 2. Just to let you all know, we are now on Patreon. So if you want to get these episodes earlier than everyone else, and also some exclusive extra content, plus a whole host of other things, you can get it for less than the price of an expensive coffee in Dublin, or a cheap coffee, actually.
How much is it?
How much, actually? That's what we're going to start with this episode with now. How much would you pay for a coffee? I seen a TikTok on this the other day, right?
I seen that as well. Are people
I was
mad?
shocked. How much are you willing to pay for a coffee? A decent coffee?
No more than £6.
£6. So that's €8.
Oh,
wow.
God, no.
I
A
thought
fiver is max.
I wouldn't pay more than a fiver for a coffee.
Well, we were just in...
I tell a lie. If it was really good, I
more
would.
Than it last week.
Oh, did he?
In the airport.
Oh, the price. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but the price of stuff in Copenhagen and the Faroe Islands, ridiculous.
It's so expensive.
And it's so annoying because you're constantly
Yeah, but you haven't
Chrome.
just told the listeners how much the Patreon is actually.
Oh, sorry. So the Patreon is so cheap. It's less than a fiver. So sign up, get the exclusive content and the early access. And you can also send in then all of your confessions or your cards council or whatever you want us to talk about. And we will definitely talk about it because you are in the Carter Couch Club.
CCC.
Right, guys, how are we all feeling? All good?
All good.
Have we all had a lovely week?
As always.
Delighted to be back.
So we've both been away, or all been away recently. Karen is abroad, but can't tell us where she was because it is part of a
travel
TV show that is going to be coming out.
What did you think of Bundoran, though? Was it nice?
And we were also back in the Faroe Islands.
Is it Pharaoh or Pharaoh?
I think it's Pharaoh.
Is
Yeah,
it?
because they're Faroese, that's what they call them.
What?
That's where they make fairy liquid.
Yeah.
You're joking.
That's
Yeah,
it.
honestly,
Fairy
it
liquid
is.
comes from the Faroe Islands.
Never did I know that.
It's mad. Do you know the little guy on it? Like the little baby?
Yeah.
Does all the ads. He's like what they all look like over in the Faroe Islands. They all look like him.
What, wear no clothes and walk around with our bitsu?
Exactly.
No.
Sounds like Jake.
So we were there for the second time and it was lovely.
Yeah, it was a country music festival that happens every year.
Really good gig.
Yeah, really good gig. Now, the weather wasn't amazing. It was raining.
Oh.
Just a little bit during the gig.
And was the gig
But
outdoors?
They just love it.
They love it.
They
There
love
must
it.
have
They
been.
dance and they jump up and down. They don't give two flying hoots about the rain.
Yeah.
So it was really good fun. And this year they were up attendance a lot more.
There must have been over 3,000 people there, though.
About
It was
3,500.
busy.
No way.
So,
Yeah.
How many is on in the what's the population?
The population
of the Faroe
is, they did tell me
50,
52, was it? 1,000?
Between 50 and 55.
Or maybe it's 56, I think. 56,000 in the whole population. But, like, it's like going back in time.
So we got like 8% of the population.
That was quick maths, that. Someone checked that. I'm not checking that. So we were back there, but I just said what you said I always say last week.
But,
yeah.
But
I'm
with
gonna
no
be
T
watching
at the
that
end.
now.
But
Okay.
Is he getting that
But
from me?
it's a
Must
dub
be.
thing,
Is
isn't
it?
Yeah. It's like going...
Oh, he says, that's what grinds my gears is the
Do you know what?
That's what grinds my gears.
Yeah.
Karen always says that grinds my gears, yeah.
I think I made that
You
grind.
actually have, like, loads of sayings.
I totally make up myself.
You could have a book of Karen's sayings.
A book.
A book.
Anyway.
Oh, God, I'm going to do that a whole episode now. It's definitely like going back in time in the Faroe Islands because where you fly into is right by where the... Why are you laughing at me? Where you fly into is right by where the gig is in a place called Sorvagor, or I think it's pronounced like that.
Someone
Sorvagor.
had
Spell it.
Geography book.
Yeah, it's got one of them O's with the slash through it because that's their alphabet, I think. But
This is going to be a long
Did that one
episode.
on
Sorry,
purpose.
guys. Do you know what? Oh,
do you know what? So if you didn't listen to episode 1, go back and listen to it, and then this will make you laugh.
will it make
sense
you
then.
laugh or does it annoy you?
Yeah.
So then, what I was trying to say is they took
Spit it
us
out.
on a day trip to the capital of the Faroe Islands
I
on the
thought the
second day that
Faroe
we got
Islands
there.
was the place.
No,
like-
that's a country. So the Faroe Islands is the country, and then there's like town. But I was
It's
going
like
to say
being an
there's-
island and going to Dublin.
I was going to
Okay.
say there's a city, but they took us to the capital, and they were like, "Yeah, there's loads more to do in the capital. It's huge, and there's loads of shops and everything." Nathan didn't go.
Of course he
He
didn't.
didn't get up.
The bus call was at like
Yeah.
10:30 or something.
The bus
like
call
that.
was
Like, I
11
couldn't think about
a.m.
Morse.
The bus left at 11:15, and he still.
I did
didn't
have
go.
an interview.
He had an
at
interview.
11,
So he
I
was up
doing
anyway.
that, and then I was like, no, I'll just
Go back to bed.
But
The capital doesn't have much more than the place that we were. Like,
Yeah, 'cause
it
you
did
didn't
have a
get me
couple of
present,
cafes.
actually.
you
But
said
for-
there was good coffee, did
There
you?
was a nice coffee place. But in the Sorvagore where we were, there's no like coffee shops. We were there on a Thursday. There's one cafe and it was closed. Like, why was the cafe
Yeah, but
one
do
cafe
they just
closed?
they probably just do all their own coffee.
I went to the gym over there, right? The
Course you
second
did.
time. So last year I went, they were all on strike, and I just walked into this gym. The door was open. There's a sign on the gym that I went to again this year that says, "Please do not lock this door." So like the door is always
Isn't
unlocked.
that amazing?
So I walked into the gym. Lovely gym, like it was huge. There was a fella standing there, he was waiting to get physio. There was a physio in the gym, but no staff. So I was like, oh, is there somewhere I can pay to use the gym? Now, the owner of the festival, or the fella that books us, I should say, knows the guy who owns this gym, and he's
Alan.
like, it's fine, like go ahead, I'll tell them. But I was wanting to go in and pay, and your mum was like, oh no, they don't come in till 4:00, so just use the gym, you'll be fine.
It's the type of place they're obviously very trusting.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know,
isn't that
people.
so?
I'd say there's hardly any crime
But if there was
on the island.
a gym like that
to
in
be
Dublin-
Is there
fair,
a Garda station?
well, there wouldn't be
There was.
guards, you know.
no,
I
there
don't
was
think, but-
police at the end of the festival.
Was it?
Yeah, there was a couple there at like,
But like,
3
I'm
in the
not
morning.
kidding, right? The people drank an awful lot at this festival,
Right.
but there was no,
No
fighting,
fighting,
yeah.
no
or-
hassle. Like people budged into each other and they'd all just laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas
Way
if
it
you were
should
in,
be.
if you were in Liverpool or Dublin or Belfast,
That's how it
there'd
starts,
be an
yeah.
instant row.
Yeah, yeah.
but
you know.
if that gym was in Dublin, it'd have no dumbbells left in it. They'd all be gone. They would.
Karen would have nicked them.
Ah, no, come
Yeah.
here. You're giving Dublin a
Well,
bad
or
name.
Liverpool, or
Anywhere,
well,
any
maybe
city,
not.
any city.
Enniskillen, Enniskillen's
Not in Enniskillen,
yeah.
no. It's very, very,
Oh,
very
do you
low
know
crime
in
rate around
Enniskillen.
here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was just like going back in time, and you couldn't get a taxi. So we had a bus driver while we were over there called Ragnar, lovely fella. But he dropped me to the gym,
Ah, thanks.
and I was
Ragnar.
like,
Looking
"Oh no,
after
it's
him.
fine. I'll just find my own way back." Thinking I'd be able to get like a local taxi fare. Or they definitely don't have Uber, but I was like, there has to have someone who is a taxi on the island. No taxis.
So, do they have bikes and stuff?
Not really many bikes there either.
The steps must be through the roof.
There was a lot of horses.
I
though.
did 24,000 steps
Oh.
on the first day that I was there. But I had to run then back. And I was like, I'll do my cardio and I'll run back. And it was like 7 kilometers, and I pulled my hamstring in the gym. So I was like, it was awful
Yeah,
getting
I've
back.
heard about this since he got home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the Pharaoh Islands. But it, like, lovely people. And
How
so
was your trip?
strange.
I actually had a great time on this trip.
I need to
It's
finish
not-
my sentence because I said
sorry.
so strange, and it sounds like I'm calling Faroese people so strange.
Go on.
But I was just going to say, like, so strange how they love and know all of your music when you've only done 2 gigs there.
Yeah, I know. They all knew the first album, which was recorded 15 years
You're
ago.
joking.
So they were asking me for songs that I'd recorded 15 years ago, which I haven't sang
You
in 15
probably
years.
forgot the songs yourself, did you?
So they were like, are you going to sing your big hit, Mr. Man in the Moon? I was like, oh, I don't even remember the first
Did they think
verse.
you wrote
Oh
that
my
song as well?
God.
They, I don't know, but it's originally a Patty Loveless is the country singer who sang
Right.
it originally, and I'd done a cover version on my first album, but it on their radio station
did you
over there,
sing it?
it had been played a lot, so they thought this was my big song, you know.
Ah, and did you sing it for
No,
them?
I didn't sing it.
Ah, what?
I did last time, but then this time I was like, no, they probably moved on a bit. So
Ah, they were all raging, leaving, going,
They
"You
were.
never even played
He didn't
the song
sing
we
his
wanted."
hit. Wagon Wheel come on at the end. They were like, that's normally the
Everyone's
big
starting
song.
to
Yeah,
leave.
they all left before he even played it.
what's this shit?
So you went abroad as well. We can't say where
Yeah,
you went.
I can't say where, and I hate when people say, "Oh, I have," like, but I can't say where.
Blackpool's lovely.
Yeah, Blackpool.
So
Blackpool
we
is
can say
lovely.
that you were doing the show though, High Road, Low Road.
Yeah.
We can say that much.
Well, I didn't
On
say.
RTE.
Yeah,
I didn't say that.
I
was
did
doing
that show years ago, and basically the concept is one
It's
person
a
gets the
great
luxury
idea.
and one person gets the budget, and then they go to the same place and do like luxurious stuff or budget stuff, and then they meet up. We can't say what you
I
got.
didn't realize,
or where
like,
you
obviously,
went.
yeah, I can't say where I went
We
or
can't say a
I can't
whole
say
lot.
anything, but like the actual luxury or budget, it's amazing. There's not that much difference what you can do on a holiday, really.
That's not what I heard.
Well, when I
Well,
went to Istanbul, I got the luxury, and I had an amazing time. Flew first
Yeah, but
class
so
Turkish
did Maya
Airlines.
Dunphy that you done it
I
with.
was going to say, who did
She
you
got
do
the
it
budget.
with?
She got budget, but her holiday looked,
Yeah.
as a viewer, as good.
More
so it is.
authentic, I suppose.
It's good to show that, like, just because, you could be away
Yeah,
and you
can
have
be on a
loads of
budget.
money,
Yeah,
or you don't have as much as someone, like, you can still have a great holiday.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
but that's fact for everyone. Like,
Mm.
it's actually the company you have and the...
I
you know what I mean?
totally...
Doesn't matter whether you're sitting on a yacht or sitting by the pool in
It's
a
all about the
two-star
company.
It's
hotel.
all about
if
who
you're
you're
having
with.
good crack,
And that's why
then-
every time we go away, Karen says, don't tell Nathan.
No,
we book
but...
holidays all the time, it's like Tenerife and Nathan.
No,
will be
we
like,
always tell him and he
when
never
he is
wants to
going,
join
Karen
us.
will be digging me, don't tell him.
No, but maybe we need to... Maybe he's trying to tell us something, because we always invite him and he never comes.
True. Well,
the holiday-
actually, let's talk about
Oh,
that.
don't get
No,
him
hang on.
started.
Let's talk about
don't
that.
get
Yeah,
him-
we
I'm
got
not,
invited.
Hang on, I'm not finished mine.
Okay, sorry.
My trip, the only thing I will say is it was nerve-wracking because I don't really do television in general without you. Like, I
Except
think
the whole
you...
season of
the
Dancing with the
whole
Stars where you were a judge. I wasn't
Oh,
there.
yeah, but like, you are on that with me,
Yeah,
know. And
other
you know
shows, yeah.
everyone.
Other
and,
than the Dancing with the Stars
like,
is
I
kind of like you're
always
used to that.
torn things down. Like, not that I torn things down, but I am real just comfortable with what I do. And when they asked me to do this straight away, I was like, oh God, no, I don't think I do that.
You didn't want to do it.
Not that I didn't want to. I was getting nervous with doing stuff. I don't know why, but anyway, I have to say it was up there with one of the best shows
You
I've
enjoyed
done.
it?
Can we say who you
Yeah.
went with or
No.
probably not?
I
We
wouldn't.
No,
can't really
I
tell a
can't
whole
say.
lot.
But not.
But it's
like,
coming out in January.
Yeah, it's not out till January,
Yeah.
but it was like so fun. Of like,
You enjoyed it.
I'm not going to be the boring person. I
And that
normally
was
am
the
on
first
holiday.
time in 4
Oh, yeah.
years since we had Lenny
that you've
that
stayed
I
in
was
the
left
house on
with
your
Lenny
own,
on just me and him
and
in
it's
the house.
always me and Lenny because
we came-
obviously you
We
was
was
traveling.
crying for a week.
We came
Yeah.
to Enniskillen for half of it because we couldn't cope.
Yeah, the house was still standing.
Karen just was checking that Lenny was all right the whole time.
Mm.
So Nathan invites us to America with him this
Oh
summer.
yeah, let's
He's
get
like,
on
oh
to that.
yeah, let's go to Nashville. Was it Nashville? I think
Yeah,
it was.
it
Yeah,
was.
let's go
No,
to
it was
Nashville.
Vegas. Was it?
Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It was one
Would
of
you
them.
like
But
to
you
come to
uninvited us
America?
anyway.
So we were like, yeah, let us know when you're booking it and we'll book on. Blah, de blah. Found out last week.
It's all booked and we
Oh,
never
he's
got
booked.
invited.
He's going with Sharon, his manager, and he didn't tell us. So there
And
we go.
I would have thought I'm great crack to
We
go away
have
with.
been
Not so much you.
Uninvited officially. We're not allowed, apparently. Yep, there's a max amount of people allowed on that flight, and we are not in it. So next time we're booking a flight, guess who's not getting an invite?
Wah.
Middle finger for our
Couldn't
audio
fit
listeners.
JC go on the plane.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
but I don't mind him not going, but I just don't know why I was uninvited.
Yes, he could
No,
have left
you're
me with
still
Lenny.
going. He
Oh,
doesn't
my-
know you.
Oh, me and my orchard thieves.
You won't
don't
get it
serve
through
that.
security.
Oh, do they
No,
not?
I don't think so.
What do you get
Ah,
if you're abroad if you drink orchard thieves?
Just a different side. I
Is
can't.
orchard thieves Irish?
I don't,
Don't
even know,
think
what,
so.
What actually is it? Is it a cider or
It's
is
a,
it
it's
a
like
wine?
yeah,
It's
it's
a cider. It's a cider.
Cider.
Mm.
Cider
That's
is
not
apple.
big
This
on
is
the
reminding me
continent,
of, I think it was season 1, episode 2, when we said there's that new cider brand, Dickens. I can't bring that back
No,
again.
don't bring that. No.
Yeah, but
But it's just cider like Magners or Bulmers but I think it's got flavour in it, so it's a bit more like
It's a lot
Copperberg
sweeter,
cider
is
as
it
well,
not?
isn't it?
yeah, it's like apple juice but fizzy.
Yeah.
That's cider.
With alcohol, yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, so we're going to
probably very
America,
fat,
just
though.
Jake's not.
Cider? Yeah,
Oh,
I'd say it's
full of sugar.
calorific,
so.
is that the word?
Mm.
Yeah.
Full of calories.
All right, guys, I don't need to worry about it because I don't have that many of them, so it's grand.
That many calories.
She's
or
down
that
to
many?
6 a day.
Yeah.
It's all right.
This
We've
is
ordered
gonna,
a new 8-pack this week because
This
she
is going to be a
finally drank the other
headline
one.
now. Watch Karen and our bleeding orchard tears has issues.
Talking of flights, though, let's continue with the Pharaoh thing. We had to travel, which is mental, so the Pharaoh Islands is basically directly above Scotland. So it's not that,
Scotland.
it's actually not that far from us,
No, it'd probably be a 2-hour flight if
Yeah.
you were going direct from
but you have to fly.
Belfast straight up. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
the way that we went, you had to go over to Copenhagen and then
2-hour
from
flight.
Copenhagen over to the Pharaoh Islands. So
Another
you're doing a
2-hour flight.
triangle,
So we
basically.
did.
Oh,
But
And
it is a Danish, or they're owned, or they were owned by the Danish, I think. I'm sorry if I got that wrong to any of our Faroe Islands listeners. But I think that's the reasoning. But then when we were coming back, it was like 6 a.m. in the morning. We had to get up for this flight. Then we were flying to Copenhagen. We had like a 6-hour layover in
Yeah, that's just
Copenhagen
rough,
and
isn't
then
it?
to Dublin. And we seen that the next flight, 2 flights down on the board, was a direct flight
Direct
to Dublin.
flight to Dublin.
So
Oh
I
my
think,
g- so
I
how-
still
And I
think
says,
someone had charted
Who
it though.
booked these freaking flights?
Yeah.
no, who booked the flights
It
there
wasn't
now?
me. I actually didn't book that trip.
I
It wasn't
would
me.
like. I just think traveling in general makes you so tired.
It does. I really enjoyed
And it
though
was so hot.
flying.
Oh, it was
As in
so
sweating?
warm.
Okay, well, let's start by saying Nathan travelled over and back in a jumper, right? In a jumper and jeans, but didn't have a t-shirt on underneath the jumper.
So I went to security and your man says, can you take that off? And I was like, me hoodie? And he was like, yeah. He says, have you not got a t-shirt on? I says, no. And he
Hang
says,
on, why have you no
I says,
t-shirt?
well, I can take it off if you want. I says, but no one's going to want to see what's underneath. To be
But
honest.
like, who wears a hoodie
Why
with
did you
no
not
I
think
t-shirt
always wear a
underneath?
hoodie without a t-shirt. If you wear a
Travelling?
t-shirt and a hoodie, you're too warm.
No, but a hoodie
Oh no,
is
I
meant
just
to be
think a
warm.
hoodie. Your
That's what it's
pure
for.
big sweaty pits are straight on the hoodie.
So,
and
like,
Well, that's where you wash it.
Yeah, but,
Yeah, but
I'll
you
wear...
don't.
You stick
You
the
had to
wash
wear
on
the-
it. Then you
on the
don't
way
empty
home.
the washing machine and put it on again until Karen comes home.
There's my confession from last week.
Yeah.
But like, I will wear a
No,
hoodie.
not at the airport. I couldn't not wear a top. Like, obviously, I'd wear a top under my hoodie, but like, no, I couldn't do that.
What about your knickers?
Yeah, no, don't bother with them. No,
Never wear them.
But
no,
like,
but I
don't
hate
wash
even
a
when they
hoodie.
say, "Can you take your hoodie off?" and I just have a sports bra on. I'm like, why do I need to take this off and
Yeah.
go through my sports bra?
But like
Well,
a hoodie,
you don't have to, because I didn't,
Yeah.
obviously.
Oh,
But you get a full-on search then. You get,
Oh, do
you
photos
get
the other
strip
side.
search going through.
that's why you do it.
Yeah, it all
it all
makes
makes-
sense.
Only
doesn't it?
feel I'm getting today.
But like,
Literally.
I'll wear a hoodie 3 or 4 times because I've had different t-shirts on underneath, and it doesn't get
See,
sweaty.
I don't.
Smelly bastard.
Yeah, no, I can't. I couldn't wear a tracksuit and wear it again. I'd have to wash it.
Well, it depends. If I'm traveling in it, then yeah. But if you've just got a hoodie in the car that you throw on when it gets cold or something,
My reasoning for this was that we looked up the weather in the Faroe Islands and it was
meant to be cold.
meant to be like 3 degrees.
Yeah, but I think
So I was like,
traveling in
I'll
the
go.
airport, you're
But then
always
I was
warm.
like, I travel. I must do 35 flights a year to 40 flights a year. How do I not know at this stage to just wear a t-shirt and a jacket and then take the jacket off?
And the worst
Yeah.
thing was, right?
Oh no, it's furthermore, he travelled just with a suit bag.
Yeah, that's another
Like, there's not a suitcase. It's literally
His
just him and
bag
his
is
hanger
a
with
suit
his
bag.
clothes, and that's it. No
Yeah,
matter
but
where you're going.
Yeah, so realistically, I travel an awful lot, so I know you don't. Everyone overpacks all the time.
I
Yeah.
enjoy overpacking.
So I was away
them.
No,
for,
I
was
hate
away for 2
overpacking.
days. I had 2 boxes, 2 pairs of socks, a full wash bag, 2 t-shirts during the day, a spare pair of jeans, and 2 shirts for the night time.
Plenty
All in a suit bag.
on your shoulder, Grant.
You know, you wash
Maybe you're
bags,
doing it the right way.
toothpaste,
No, you
toothbrush,
definitely you are.
deodorant.
It's just funny because the suit bag is nothing fancy. It's literally
It's
nothing,
an
nothing
EJ's.
against EJ menswear, but I
One
literally
EJ's.
he uses it all the time.
Yeah.
No, I've got like 500 of them.
Yeah, but maybe that's what you should get him for his birthday. Something a nice little suit bag.
His birthday was 2
Yeah,
weeks
well, you
ago.
still didn't get him a present,
No,
so
his-
you may get
His
one now.
present's in the post. I keep
Aw.
telling us. It's on the way.
No, there you
Um,
go. That's the present.
Flying though, what we didn't think was when we went to Copenhagen. Yeah, okay. Once we got to the Faroe Islands, it was going to be cold. It was like 19 degrees in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
It was
Gorgeous.
stunning.
Him
Flying
still
back,
in his hoodie and
he
his
had
leather
his hoodie
jacket.
and his leather jacket, right? So we got to Copenhagen airport and I was like, I'm not sitting in here for 5 or 6 hours. So Nathan didn't want to leave. He was like, oh, well, if you miss your flight, then, you're going to have to buy another one.
Hang on, these all said they wanted to go out. And I was like, well, who's manning the bags? Because there was nowhere to put.
There was storage lockers. That was my plan.
We didn't see them.
I did.
But anyway, so me, JP, and Callum stayed.
And
I had a
Jared.
Thai,
It was 4 of you
some lovely
stayed, yeah.
Thai restaurants in the airport. So I was
Oh.
like, I'll just stay
Yeah,
here,
happy days.
watch a film on Netflix.
So we got the trolleys. We got
No,
3
there was about-
trolleys.
There must have been 15 suitcases and instruments.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, there was.
Including
Guitars and
instruments, you know what I mean?
saxophones, everything.
So,
Yeah,
like,
who was minding all that?
Me, JP, and Callum sat there. And then the woman, but originally when we all landed there to this restaurant,
she was.
bearing in
not
mind there's
happy.
10 of us with 15 bits of luggage, but I'd ordered a chicken cashew chow mein or something.
at 9 a.m. in
Yeah,
the
11
morning
a.m. in the
in
morning.
Copenhagen.
But you could smell it. You know when you
Yeah,
smell Thai
unreal.
and you go,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah.
It did
So I
smell
got
good.
one of them and 3 veg spring rolls.
Right.
And the lad sat at the other table. This woman came down going mental. Berserk.
Not happy.
Why?
You can't sit here. You order. And then, like,
Where was she from?
that's I know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Was that meant to be Copenhagen?
Leitrim.
Oh, but were they like hogging a big table and like?
They were hogging a big
Yeah,
table.
well,
But I
all that
turned around and I
bags, I
says,
get
hang
that.
on.
No,
I said,
no, it
I
was
says,
2
hang on.
tables with 6
Well,
seats.
there was a lot of bags. But anyway, I says, well, hang on, I've ordered 3 spring rolls as well. I said, that's for them 3 lads sitting there. So she was all then, sorry, I'm very sorry. And then JP went up and he ordered something. So it was all right then. She was very apologetic, but she was very angry at the same time. So
do you ever get when people take their job too serious?
But there's more to the story. So he then said, hang on, no, I've ordered the spring roll for the lads. So the lads sit down and Patrick, Nathan's fiddle player, he's only 18. He's great crack, right? So then this all happened. I was like, right, lads, are you happy to sit there and eat the bags? No, keep the bags. And they're like, yeah. So I was like, we'll get an Uber into Copenhagen for an hour, come back. So Patrick's there, the spring roll arrives. And
Did he proceed to
Nathan
eat
hadn't
it?
seen it. And he starts eating them. And I was like, Patrick, come on, we're going. So he starts stuffing his face with these spring rolls. And
That
then
weren't
Nathan
even
was
his.
like, where's me
I
spring
turned around and
rolls
said,
gone?
where's my spring rolls? I was only saying it so the lads could keep their
Yeah,
table.
duh.
He didn't
Literally,
realise
he
and
got
ate my
them for him.
all my spring rolls.
Oh no, see, that's when I turned vicious.
But the funniest thing was, he then got in the Uber and we were like, oh, geez, Patrick, that was bad form, that. Like, and he's like, oh, yeah, no, I'll Revolut him some money for them. How much were they? And I was like, we're in Copenhagen in the airport. They were like £40, them spring rolls, mate.
Oh,
But your woman, to go back to her, because she came down and she was quite aggressive and she was giving off, she then proceeded, she wouldn't come over and tell us that the food was ready. So she was like, number 57. And I says, okay, I'm on my way.
He matched her energy.
Yeah, it's sure like when your man's gone mad.
The lads are in stitch. Okay, on the way.
For our listeners, like, 4 people did order meals and only 4 of them stayed. So it
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
like we were
The rest
taking
of
over
yous
the
were
whole
going.
restaurant. And she
Yeah.
did come over and apologise then.
She
She must have
then
just
She
had
just
a
was
bad
having
day.
a bad day.
Yeah.
Listen, she got up on the wrong side of the bed.
Yeah, it's nothing worse. Speaking of travelling, right, while I was doing this show, so there was like someone I was travelling with, then like a randomer in the middle, and then me on the row. And we were on an emergency exit row. And you know the way they have to then come down and say to you, like, this is what you do in case of emergency, right? The fella sitting in the middle beside us wasn't with us, like, and he's asleep. And the air hostess goes to me, sorry, can you just wake him up? I'm like,
The fella
no.
you didn't know?
I said, sorry, no. And they were like, everyone starts looking at me from the other emergency exit where I was like looking back.
Did
and
you
I'm
think
like,
he was with you?
I don't know. Sorry, you wouldn't mind just waking that man up? No, she said that man, so she knew I wasn't with him. And I was like, no, not waking him up. And she was like,
Why
"Can you
didn't she just
tap
tap him? Yeah.
And I says, no, I don't know him. I'm not some randomer. And then she was like, kind of done a face and leaned and woke him up. But I'm like, imagine someone just tipping you that you don't. Like, was that weird that I said
But
no?
I don't understand. Why did you have someone that you didn't know sitting in
Yeah,
the middle of you? Why didn't one of you move and say, do you want to sit on the end?
No, he said, he did say,
Oh,
do you
you
want to
didn't wanna
sit in the
sit
middle?
beside whoever
But
this
I was
person
like, I
was.
don't want to. He was there for us, so I
She
just want to.
smells, no.
Like, and in fairness, I like
Who were you travelling with?
the
Go on.
fella I was travelling with liked the aisle, and I
Someone
liked the
smelly.
window.
Okay.
Like, so I was like, and this man obviously
I
got
get
the
that.
no,
I
but
don't
this
like a
man
middle
obviously
seat.
got the free seat in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
middle.
I hate being in the middle.
I couldn't think
I
about
hate
it.
being
When
in
we
the
were
middle.
flying
Jake has
over
to go in the
to...
middle.
Someone then puts their arms on
Oh,
the thing.
Oh, it's annoying.
Well, I had a woman that was sitting in the
Oh,
middle.
did you? Who?
Oh, you want to see a Cal? She
Hang on a
was
snap.
62 years of age. No, she was a mature woman, right? When we were flying over to Copenhagen on
I don't have
Scandinavian
to say, yeah, you don't have
Airlines.
to-
That's who it was, SAS. But she was pure, like, bang. Wouldn't let me put my arm on the whole time. So I
Oh,
was
it
trying
makes
to
you
watch
nearly want
like,
to
the
push.
phone like this with my elbows in. But can I just say, travelling with like Scandinavian Airlines, or we flew back with Atlantic Airlines, lovely. Complimentary tea, complimentary coffee.
You can't have it with
Everyone-
your teeth.
I know, I
Your
took them
teeth.
out. That's
You
about,
took them
we'll
out.
talk about that in part 2. I've
Oh.
now got Invisalign and Karen hates it. But the, like, so nice. And everyone has a 23 kilogram bag that you can check in or take on board, no matter what. Just when you book your flight, that's what you get, your baggage allowance.
It's very
Yeah.
different to so-called Irish.
Yeah, we won't mention
Airlines,
who it is.
yeah.
But we then flew back with this Irish Airlines that rhymes with Schnei and Schnee, right? Who knows what it is? And we had an extra seat booked for John Byrne, who plays saxophone in Nathan's band, but he didn't end up flying back with us.
Saxophone is deadly, isn't it?
So we were going to
He's
put the
very good at
saxophone on the seat, and granted,
Because he
okay,
wasn't travelling.
because he
We
wasn't
said, well,
traveling.
we'll put the instrument
Yeah,
on his
which
seat because
makes
he's
sense.
not. And they wouldn't allow us.
No, and
Why-
but because he didn't, and
Why
you
did you
can't put the
ask?
saxophone
Why did you
underneath
not
because if it
just
gets
do it?
battered, it's worth thousands, this instrument, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but why did you not just do it? Sometimes you just don't ask them things and just do
Because
it.
we didn't know what seat he was sitting on because he
Oh, well
hadn't
then.
checked in. So then what I ended up doing was I put the saxophone on my back and put my hoodie over it.
Hump
So it
on your
looked
back
like
or what?
it was just part of me, and I got through, and the relief,
You're
I
so
was like,
smug.
I thought I cheated the system. I was delighted. But it was so nice to fly with like different airlines. I just couldn't get over the complimentary tea and coffee. I thought
Yeah.
that should
But
be.
That used to be a
that's the
thing
way it used
years
to-
ago.
It used to
And
be that
water.
all the time.
Yeah.
Complimentary.
Remember-
And snacks, you get snacks as
complimentary
well.
alcohol.
You remember Air
now you're
2000?
talking.
Do you remember Air 2000?
No.
Was there any Orchard Thieves on it?
Oh my God, I'm never going to live the Orchard Thieves down. Maybe they should be our sponsor.
The last thing I want to talk about with flights, though, this is something that really annoys me on budget airlines, right? Is when
Actually,
you're
no,
sitting at the
before
back.
you say something, but can we please all, do you know what wrecks my head? And we all do it.
What?
We all constantly give out about like the likes of certain airlines. You travel with them constantly because
I
they're
know.
great value.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't get
That's
like...
very true.
But that's what you
like-
expect, you know what
I
I mean?
know,
You're
but I
getting cheap
hate
flights.
that when people are constantly... Or like you're
Yeah, 'cause
told...
years ago it used to be so much more expensive to fly anyway.
Like, we're literally getting a holiday for half nothing. Like, and people even, like, they're after charging me for the bag. You've got about 50 emails telling you the size you're allowed.
Just
when
take
you're-
a suit bag.
No, but
I'm
like,
telling
and
you.
when you're booking the flight as well, are you sure you want to be a cheap bastard and not pay priority? Are you sure about that? Because it'll come up and you tick, yeah, I'm sure I am going to be cheap. And then you get to the airport, bulking out your backpack, and then they stop you and you're like, that's terrible, I'm about to have to pay €70. Well, why are you being a cheap fuck? Just pay the extra 30 when you're booking your flight and then you won't have to do that.
I understand, but I also think they do change the rules a lot, and it constantly changes. So if people don't
They don't.
fly...
Especially the size of them cases.
Yeah, so if people
They get
don't fly a
smaller
lot,
and smaller
and
every
that's what
year.
they're used to, then I get it.
I know, but like, let's just all call a spade a
But Karen,
spade. Hang
sometimes
on.
we just like giving out.
Remember?
Yeah.
So there was a lad who used to play in our band and he had a massive rucksack.
Didn't know what you were going to
and
say.
We used to get it on every time. There was no issues.
Yeah.
But it was huge. But because it was on his back, they never used to see it when we were travelling. But anyway, travelling to, I don't know, Manchester one day, and this lovely lady on the desk seen it. And she was like, sorry, sir, let me see that bag. So he was like, and she was like, can you put it in there? And he just went, no bother, love, it's not going to fit. So yeah, just charge me.
Yeah.
No, you're better off.
There's
Well, they
no
made
point in even
someone
trying this.
recently. They made someone squash it in. The woman, now she was an absolute see you next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like she definitely was. Was with you.
And
Was
they
it?
stand and watch.
Watch this young
Jam
couple
it in.
jam
Everyone
the
is
thing in,
pure.
and then she says to them, "No, sorry, it has to go in seamlessly." I was like, "Why did you watch her do that for 3 minutes?"
I
no
actually
point.
felt sorry for that girl
That was
that
just
time. I
ass. Like
actually
it just
felt
wasn't
awful
nice.
for
Do you know what
her.
I mean? So I do get why a lot of people give out about it.
let's
But you're right,
just-
it is
just
budget.
Click that thing and pay the extra for priority.
Yeah. The last thing I'm going to say on it, though, is people that get on and they might be on row 30, right? And then they put their bag on row 2. And they're like, I'm going to put
I
that
never
there.
heard
so
of
I don't have to walk up.
Never heard of that.
For our audio listeners,
Why
I'm
do you
pointing
do
at a
that?
certain individual.
Well, I got on the other day flying
That's
back.
quite smug.
And
That's a good
but
idea.
hang on. So I was on row 20
Yeah.
and I got on the back of the plane, started walking up the plane, and I could see halfway up all the overheads
We're full.
were full.
Yeah.
So I was like, I have an accordion and I have a suit bag. So I just stuck it in number 30. As soon as I got on the plane on the right, I was like, right, I'll get this on the way out. But so, you know.
No, I get
There's
that.
no space where I
I
was
think
sitting.
yours is an exception because we got on last, right? I think where it annoys me is when someone gets on first and does it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, no,
Yeah,
if
because
I've
what
paid
happens
to
then
sit in
is
row 2,
you have to walk to row 10
I've got to
to
then go,
find a
and then I've
space.
got to wait
Yeah.
till the whole aircraft gets off. If you're on a plane that's only got one door open, and then I've got to go back.
I've never really seen anyone really do that.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
If you travel quite a bit, you'll see it all.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So that's one of my pet peeves, and it really annoys me. So just don't do that. And the last thing I want to say, that talking about Patrick again, the fiddle player, we're obviously loving that we're getting complimentary tea and coffee. He was absolutely raging because he was asleep on the way back, and your woman woke him up to say, "Do you want tea or coffee?" And he was like, "Why
yeah.
did she wake me up?"
That was...
But I slept the whole flight. There was really bad turbulence on the flight, and I didn't feel
I
it
didn't
at
feel
all
it either.
because I was zonked.
You were so tired. I'd
Bought
say.
a neck pillow recently.
I
I'm now one of them idiots.
bought a neck
Do
pillow.
you attach it to your bum bag?
My fanny pack. No, it goes on my backpack. Karen, I'll give you that. You bought it and I've robbed it.
On the joint account.
But it actually transformed.
I
that
don't
travel.
think I
Slept
bought
so
it and
well.
I don't
Yeah,
think I
I'd
could
say that,
use it.
It's lovely. But the problem is you've then got to carry it around everywhere and you do look like a bit of a gimp.
Can you not get the ones that blow up?
Yeah, but they're not as comfy. This
I don't
one's like
mean
memory
explode.
foam.
I mean, like, on a flight.
It's a different type
no.
of thing. So yeah, but I would advise getting one if you want to sleep and you travel frequently. If you're willing to carry the bulk around.
Carter's advice for going forward.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right, so I think it's time we take a little break.
Welcome back to Carter Couch Season 2, Episode 2.
Woo!
So we're going to go straight in with something that recently is starting to annoy me. Now, I don't think I get annoyed easily, but
Let me guess, it's about me.
it is about Jake. Like, so Jake is on this kind of thing about like his teeth. He has lovely teeth. There's nothing wrong with
So
them.
I had braces years ago.
Can I just say that Karen is saying teeth?
Teeth.
Teeth.
Did you
Not
say
his
teeth?
teeth.
Teeth.
Oh,
Teeth.
Yeah,
Teeth.
teeth. He
Yeah,
has lovely teeth.
Not his teeth. Like his
oh.
teeth.
yeah, teeth.
teeth.
Yeah, I'm used to it now.
Okay, and he
Any
does
of the
have lovely teeth,
THs.
but there's always one part of your tooth.
So
That
I had
annoys you.
braces years ago. Your tooth and your
Tooth
teeth.
and your teeth. Oh, why did I have to come in on this?
I had
segment?
braces as a kid and they were great, but then I stopped wearing the retainer when I was like 18.
Yeah, I think everyone does.
And they moved slightly, and there was this one tooth and this one tooth that kind of it's bugged me for the last couple of years. Everyone else like has been like, "Oh, why are you getting this?" But it's
no,
just,
I could see it.
like as
No, you needed them.
Yeah, I kind
as
of
a,
thought
like a singer and doing TV, you're constantly looking at yourself, so you are quite
you
vain.
just
Well,
look at
you are
yourself
anyway.
in general.
He can't walk past the car
No.
without looking at himself. He
Literally.
opens the fridge, the light comes on, he starts dancing around the kitchen.
No, literally. Funny because it's true.
I'm here.
So
He's
I
here.
inquired about getting Invisalign. I went into 3 Dental in Dublin. I'm going to give them a mention because they're giving me a
Oh,
half
there we
price.
go,
Yeah,
there we
there we
go.
go.
There we
Plug.
go, plug.
And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Now, I've only got them, they're obviously not on at the minute. I take them off when I'm like on stage or doing like podcasts and stuff.
I can't believe you've took them off.
But I take it I'm quite religious with it in I will stick
Oh.
to what the dentist has told me.
Well, you're the third person I know who's done it, and they've been really strict with
Yeah.
them. You know what I mean?
So they've told me it'll be a 15-week period, which is really short
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't want to delay it any longer. So you're meant to wear them. They say
Oh.
if you can wear them 22 hours a day or 20 hours a day. Now, I eat 4 times a day. So there's 2 hours gone already.
It takes you 2 hours to eat.
No,
Your
half
food's
an
like-
hour.
Meals.
I know, but you don't yeah.
So by
I
the
can
time I
do the
wake up,
maths,
I'll take
but-
them out, have me shower, have me breakfast. There's half an hour gone. Do you get me?
Okay.
Lunch, dinner, and then
Anyway.
me yogurt when I go
Anyway,
to bed.
basically my whole
Can you drink with them?
no.
Well, some people do, but I find that disgusting. I only drink water with them. That's it, literally. And I brush my teeth. So this is where I get a bit too
Oh.
much with it. I'll brush my teeth as I've tucked them out and when I'm putting them back in.
So we go through toothpaste now to beat the bands
Yeah.
because I've never ever seen anyone to brush. I said, fair enough, he'll have straight teeth. There won't be an ounce of enamel left on his tooth. They're going to be in the bleeding awful state because he brushes them morning, noon and night. If we
I'm
go
not
anywhere,
like scrubbing them, but I'll brush them. Like,
as he's driving the car, he's brushing his teeth and like swirling it out with water and like you're taking it to the extreme levels.
but yeah, but I just think you should. It's clean.
No, I totally want you to keep brushing
You know,
your
if you
teeth.
work out the price of toothpaste that he's bought, he could have gone to Turkey and got all new ones.
Yes.
No,
See,
no,
right?
full on.
But what annoys Karen is that I've now got this little. I carry
Oh,
this.
little pouch. It's
what
a
is it called?
handbag.
Your wash bag. I take a wash bag with me everywhere with mouthwash, a spare toothbrush.
Now, when
And a
I
tube
mean
toothpaste.
everywhere,
And the little
I mean
container.
going to the park with Lenny. He has this leather little handbag.
But like, I won't take them out and like put
do you
them in
know what I
tissue.
mean?
Like loads of people do that, and I'm just like, no.
And
'cause
loads
then
of
the
people just
tissue's
click
on
them out as you would. Like most people, if you're whitening your teeth, you have the trays. You just take it out with your finger.
Yeah.
I
Now he
can't
has
do
a
it.
little hook
That's
and
what I
all.
do.
They give me a little tool for it that I use to get them
Tool
out.
for a tool.
So I'm like, I'm on week 9
Oh, it bothers me so much.
So I should only have a few more weeks, but it's
But
working,
they're getting
I
there,
think.
like.
Yeah.
And does it get rid of the lisp as well, or?
No, I think that's just part of me. Sorry.
No, but I love your
I've
little.
always had that
it's
little.
what's it called?
No, the phrase is
I love your
sibilance,
little what?
but you
I
get
love
rid
his
of that
little
in the
sibilance.
studio. Karen
Sibilant.
calls it a sibilance.
No, I think it's cute the way you have a little.
Guys, you're making me very conscious about it now. Conscious.
Silly sausage.
Stop it, would you guys?
So I now have Invisalign
And a handbag.
And a
it's
lisp.
only going to be here for another
Yeah.
6 weeks, and I'm going to just take my handbag with me everywhere. And I like it.
You look like Jared.
Yeah, Jared. Oh, Jared, who works with Nathan as well, brings this little Prada man bag. Now it's definitely his
fake.
wife's.
I'm not sure.
Yes, it's 100% fake. And it's also his wife's.
It's also Kira's.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
definitely
Oh,
not his. He
oh.
says it's not, but it is. So yeah, Invisalign. Right. Last week, we opened up our Carter Couch confessions, where we asked all of our listeners to send in their confessions. Now, if you've got a confession that you want to send in to us, please do send it to thecartercouch@gmail.com or message us on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. And one of us will get back to you. It will most probably be me
Jake.
because the other two do F all. And if you want to get the priority, then sign up to the Carter Couch Club
True.
on Patreon and you will get the priority of it. We've had a few confessions in. So my girlfriend thinks her birthday gift was... Oh, shit. There we go. Let me bring this closer. My eyesight's getting terrible. My birthday? My girlfriend thinks her birthday gift was custom ordered 2 months in advance because when she asked me, that's what I told her. But I actually panic bought it 45 minutes before we met for dinner from the airport gift shop. It's now her favourite necklace, however, and I don't have the heart to tell her the truth. That's from Anonymous from Cork. That's do you know what? That's a nice confession. Like she likes the necklace, but he
So
just
what's
bought
it?
it
What,
last
her
minute.
name on it or something?
It must be. It doesn't say. I don't think that's a bad confession. I'd take that.
I'd know instantly where you're after getting something.
I have a confession. Your birthday gift I bought on your birthday this year.
No, Jake
What's
has...
wrong with buying it on the day of the birthday?
No, that's grand. But you know what,
Because then
Jake...
they're like, oh, there's no thought. Went
No,
into
but
that.
so he's a real person that, like, he likes you to make it fuss it. Like, I don't like anything like that. Jake, like, if I was to say, oh, I'll just get him a voucher, he doesn't like that.
No,
I love a voucher.
I want a gift. Yeah.
Would you rather
We
a
spoke
voucher?
about this on the Patreon
I've
last week.
experienced Christmas with him. You can't just give them money.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's what they want.
You want a present.
Oh,
You something
I'm
nice.
grand with money.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, like, he
So,
wants a big stupid gift.
My confession is Karen's birthday this year, I booked a trip to Palma.
I love Palma.
And do you know what? I'm going to say it's the best thing that you can do for a partner or someone, your best friend, is buy them a holiday that you go on as well.
But
Because then you're buying yourself a present.
No.
It's brilliant.
No, do you know the thing now that really I was saying, are you winding me up, right? So do you know what he says to me? So I said, first of all, you says to me, Nathan's having something on these
So I
dates.
wanted to find out if Karen was free on these dates, so I thought this is going to be a great idea.
Nathan
So I
is having
text-
a thing, like, are you available? And I says, what's he doing? And she was like, no, I don't think it's a party or something. And I'm like, okay, for so many days? Like,
And
are
then
we
Karen
going
started to
somewhere,
question
or-
it. So I texted Nathan. I said, can you text Karen and say, like, I'm thinking of having a barbecue between these dates. Are you around? Not thinking that he was going to
straight away
text
I
her 10
smelled a rat.
seconds later as Karen's standing beside me. And I've just asked her, what are you doing these dates?
So I was like, straight away, I says, no, 100% there's something fishy going on. He's just looking to bring me somewhere for my birthday. So that was grand. So, yeah, okay, that was pure waffle. But you know, the main thing about this story is, so he got me that as a present, grand. Nobody says to me the other day, yeah, where are we going to stay in Palma? All right, did you not think of a hotel? I'm not getting you a hotel.
The flight.
I'm not getting you a hotel as well. I says, you scabby. Are you
I
for
was going
real?
to get
No.
the hotel, but I hadn't booked anywhere.
No, that's... Come on, hand
I
up
just
there
booked the
now.
flights for your birthday.
You said you
and
hardly
then
think I'm booking a hotel and flights for
I
a present.
didn't say that. I said we'd use the
No,
joint account.
look into that camera and tell me you telling the truth. Now, like, come
I
on.
hadn't booked the hotel.
So
And
anyone can go on to Ryanair, the airline you are slagging, and book a cheap flight
we're
and
actually
say...
flying Aer Lingus, I believe.
Why not?
I think we are.
Anyway, no, we won't be able to. But, like, I can go on and just book you a holiday and just get a fucking €20 flight and then go, oh, yeah, no, we have to pay for the... You have to buy the hotel.
I think it's a lovely gift, though.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
if
to
the
book a
hotel's
holiday.
included. It's
Okay,
lovely.
I'll pay for the hotel. What hostel will we stay in? Right, we've got another confession
Found
anyway.
a lovely
We'll keep
campsite
going.
in Palma.
Like, no, literally.
Great caravans.
We have another confession from an anonymous in Dublin. I told my partner that I
mum.
love sushi. We went out on our first date to a sushi restaurant, and I'm now 6 months into the relationship, and it's gone too far to tell her that I can't stand it.
That's you, Jake.
She insists
He
we
done
go on a sushi date every month, and I slowly die inside. God love you.
I hate sushi.
I
I
hate
love
sushi, but funny enough
Jake done
that
that.
this is written in when we met. No, I never said I like sushi. I never said I love sushi, but we met or you were out having food with your dad in Dublin
Yeah,
when
having
we started
sushi,
seeing
and
each
Jake's
other.
like, "Oh yeah,
Having
I'll
sushi,
come
and I
have-"
went, and cause her dad was there, I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I'll get some sushi. Yeah, I've never tried it, but I'm sure it'll be all right. I don't really
He
like
said
fish.
he liked it, and literally was like,
So I ate it and pretended that I liked it,
Right.
and then was sick on the way home driving back to Enniskillen.
God.
Like actually sick. So
"No, but it wasn't down to the sushi. I wasn't sick, but you also used to pretend you liked salmon.
no, I don't.
You did you try and pretend to fit in with me?
I was trying to
Which
impress you, yeah. So I used to pretend
Yeah,
I like
but
salmon.
How
I
does that
don't
impress
care.
someone?
No, I used to try and eat
liking
healthy then
salmon?
when I was on the show. So I was like,
Oh.
if salmon was the lunch, because there's you get your lunch when you're on
Ah,
that
come on, it's all right because your
So I
brother's
used to be
here
like,
now.
yeah,
You're
I'll eat it.
refrain, and you told me you were trying to impress me.
I
by
don't
eating salmon.
mind salmon, but you know what? I really wish I liked tuna because it's so good for you
I
in like a
love- do
diet.
you
if
like
can
tuna?
Eat tuna.
How does he not like it? I don't get it.
The only fish I like is cod. Oh, by the way, can we talk about the cod we bought in the Faroe Islands? So, talking about the price of stuff over there, right? I ordered cod one night and I had cod. Now, in fairness, I had a dessert as well. I think it was like panna cotta and 1 pint of beer. €65 was what the exchange
How much
rate
was the whole meal? That's what I want to know.
€65. No, that was the whole meal.
No, I mean for all of you.
Oh, we all paid separately.
It was all separate.
But I was like, how much is the cod? The cod
Jake
must have been
didn't
like
buy anyone
40
else
quid.
anything?
Oh, did he not?
No.
Yeah, no.
You're making me sound really cheap on this episode, guys. Thanks very much.
And that's going to continue for the next 11 episodes.
So-
10 episodes.
Yeah, God love you. But he's just going to have to tell her, though, that he doesn't like sushi. He's just going to have to bite the bullet.
Just say
instead
you're
of
gone
just
off it.
confessing.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
did like it, but I don't
I'm
like
after eating it so much now, I'm just not a fan of it anymore.
That
Rather
actually
a
links
cod out of
very
fish.
good
Oh,
into
no, cod and chips out the
cod and
chipper.
fish.
Cod and fish.
Cod and fish. Can I have cod and fish, please? Don't want the chips. Take the sea off chips. What have you got? This links very good into our welcoming back the Carter Council, where all of our lovely listeners write in their qualms and their problems. So we have one here that we can talk about before we finish up the episode. My boyfriend doesn't like my Instagram pictures. We've been together for 7 years now,
Oh, I
but he
love all
never
of these
likes
already.
any of my pictures. To be fair, he doesn't like anyone else's either and says it's just not his thing. But I just want to know what your guys' opinion is on this. And that is from a girl who says, can you keep me anonymous, from Dublin as well. So what is your take on that?
Does
he doesn't
he
like
say
her
he
pictures.
sees them?
Well, he must be seeing them, yeah, because she's noticed and she's said it to him. But he
No.
says it's just not her thing.
No,
Not his
Annie,
thing.
right, Annie felt, if you meet the right person, I totally believe that they should be showing you from the high tops. That's my, if
Showing you from the high top.
The height.
Yeah.
whatever that means. But like, no, I think if you're both on Instagram and you're not actually posting that you are together, there's a reason for that. Like, is she in a picture? If anyone was to go onto his page, is she going to exist?
No, well,
Does he look single?
she hasn't really told us much more information, but it just
He
says
should be
he's not
liking your
really into it.
picture.
He just doesn't really use Instagram, but if he's seeing her pictures, then he uses it. And how much does it take to like your girlfriend's pictures? You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
should be liking it anyway.
Yeah, I find that really odd. Like
Yeah, she'll have to pull him up on that.
but
It
now
is
in
slightly
fairness,
But she said he doesn't like other people's pictures either, so maybe he just doesn't use it.
But also, I have gone through on your page and seen I haven't liked, like, probably.
Yeah, you say my stuff doesn't really come up.
Yeah, I never
You-
really see it.
That's because you don't
engage.
engage with it and you just
Yeah.
swipe past it. Oh, he's put another bleeding video up. Not watching that.
With his top off.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah,
He's in the gym again.
yeah. No, I think that's odd.
Maybe he just doesn't see the pictures.
No, I
That's what
see.
he's
As
gonna
a
stick to
girl,
anyway.
no, as a girl, like, you want your fella to like.
he should
your
make a
picture.
bit more of an effort and just go and like them.
even a heart underneath.
Just
it.
like
Make her
everyone's
day.
pictures.
Go
Yeah.
on the profile and
What
like
does it-
every one of them. And just say.
Yeah, but what does that
There you
take?
go.
It takes nothing just to go
It
and
doesn't.
like, and it's gonna make her feel so much better in herself.
Yeah.
I think fellas that don't.
I don't
Show
think
that
he's too much
girlfriend
in the
is
wrong though.
weird.
She said he doesn't like other people's pictures either, so maybe he just doesn't use it.
And I also, on that topic, I think fellas going and liking other girls' pictures is random if you're with someone.
I
You
think it's
different.
random
Me and Jake always have this
if they
because
don't know them.
he thinks different about this.
If you know someone,
it
and you're
depends
friendly
on
with
the.
them.
Now, I just think. Now we're on this topic. It depends, first of all, on the picture.
Here we go.
if it's a girl with her tits out, then I'm not going to like it.
You
This-
look at it.
I know
though.
someone recently.
No,
Wait,
don't
hang
bring
on,
that
what?
up. No, don't bring that up.
Why? What? No,
No,
you
no,
can't
no,
say
no.
that and don't.
Moving on. But yeah, if it's a girl with her tits out or like she's purposely like posing like an OnlyFans model, yeah, don't go and
I
like
just
it.
think in general in relationships, social media is such a not so much for us because I think
If you're
always
comfortable
gonna have
and you're in
like
a relationship that you're trustworthy, then it's not a big deal. But it would still, like, I know if either of us just started going liking some random fella or woman who's
I don't
posing in
think
front of
that'd
a
bother
camera.
you. You're not that type of person. I don't know.
No, I
Jake's
wouldn't.
not
I
a
wouldn't
jealous
really
type.
be the jealous type.
I didn't think I was.
Till I started liking girls with the tits out pictures.
No, I don't think I'm like I'm very.
See how you get on this week, Jake.
Yeah,
I get a few.
I'll throw a few likes.
Next week's podcast is going to come from
No, I don't
me
think
and Jake
I am.
as Karen's now left them outside.
With
And
the
I'm
ring
keeping
just
the
sitting
ring.
there.
No, it will not be sitting there. I'll be keeping it. I'll sell it.
Right. Think that it is a
We
podcast.
didn't really get to the end of that, but there's going to be many weeks that we can discuss this
Yeah,
type of topic.
I think he's innocent enough because he's not liking other people's pictures. But if you're watching this,
Just
just
like
go
the
and like your
picture.
girlfriend's pictures or videos. It doesn't take a lot. Right, guys, that is it for episode 2 of season 2 of The Cards Couch. We want to say a huge thank you to Paulie on cameras and to Brian, our producer. Get in touch with us next week for anything that you want to chat about. Send us a message to thecardscouch@gmail.com or message us on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. And also go and join the Car to Couch Club on Patreon for early access to these episodes and a whole host of extras that you can avail of for less than $5 a month. We will see you all next week. See you soon.
All the
Thank
best.
you.
See you soon.
Bye.